Okay, we are live. Priya, can you start? Actually, let me start recording. And can you stop your screen share for now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are live. I'm going to wait for a few more people. Right. So, welcome to mojoSeries 43. Today, we wanted to give you the entire rundown on the basics of digital marketing and why your e-commerce business absolutely needs it. And for that, we have with us Priya Kandasamy. She's the marketing strategist at AdYogi. AdYogi is a SaaS-based performance marketing tool that helps you run ads on your social media, on search engine pages, all for your e-commerce business. So thank you so much, Priya, for joining us.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
So Priya, just at the beginning, let me tell you, whenever we talk to our most of the people who have small businesses, very small, they have this idea that they have a lot of fear and anxiety about marketing in general, and they sometimes do not understand the extent to which marketing can have an effect on their business operations. So what are some common misconceptions that you come across when this term digital marketing is discussed?
So I think digital marketing itself is a very vast subject on its own, and digital marketing needs to be broken down in multiple aspects. Your search engine marketing, social media marketing, search engine optimization, all of these is like a lot put together under one umbrella as digital marketing. So when brands generally want to start digital marketing, they need to know what exactly are they looking for, what is their objective that needs to come out of digital marketing. Because generally when small brands or when people who are just starting with digital marketing, when they get started, they think just doing digital marketing is going to do the deed, it's going to like bring them revenue. But then you need to know what is that one thing that is going to work for you, what is that one aspect that you need to be looking at. And I think that is one aspect that we need to be talking about today as well, because we're going to be talking about the digital marketing that e-commerce brands need to go for.
And just for a brief introduction itself, why do brands need digital marketing?
I think you can put it like this. I'm just giving you an example. I think you can consider digital marketing as the fuel for your car. You have an online business, you want it to run, you need marketing, irrespective of if you have the world's most unique product, if you have like one product that everybody needs, you still need that push. And that is where digital marketing comes into place.
Okay, so, and people know how important fuel is, and not even going to talk about fuel prices, but we can't live without it.
Yes.
Okay, so now that we know how important and how integral it is to your business, talk to me like I am a small business owner. So I am planning on starting my own e-commerce business. And I understand I need marketing, but as you said, it's too complicated, it's too big. What are some of the things that I should know even before I start my business?
So I think about that, I do have like a list of things that brands need to know, or brands need to be ready with when they're just starting out in the digital world, especially if it is an e-commerce business. There are a few things that you definitely need to know. So I'm gonna cover this session with a checklist of things that e-commerce businesses need. Number two, I'm going to talk about how branding and marketing are two different things and how hand in hand do they need to go. And then I'm going to talk about performance marketing for e-commerce businesses. What all do they need to do? And I'm going to kind of give you 4 pillars that holds performance marketing. And finally, I'm going to conclude with a few focus areas that brands need to go for. So
Okay.
The first thing, checklist for e-commerce startups. So your e-commerce website needs to be optimized for conversion rate. What I mean by conversion rate is your website is the face of your business. It is what is going to depict what your business is going to hold. So definitely your homepage is going to be the picture. So your homepage needs to bring out the brand value of your e-commerce website. Similarly, your homepage needs to have all the categories that you're holding. Your title bar, your banner image, all of these things need to portray what your business is about. And your catalog, that is your categories, you always need to mention that what are the categories that you're serving, and make sure to like put them under the right buckets. So a lot of times we have multiple category products, and when your audience come to your website, they look at multiple drop downs. They see the same product in each and every drop down. So you need to make sure what you put under each of these categories. So now most of your audiences are going to be landing directly on your product page. These could be from ads, these could be from your search engine, anyway. So most of the times you're going to be bringing them directly to the product page. So what should your product page hold at this point of time? Number one, your catalog images needs to be of utmost quality possible, because that is what is going to portray, or that is how your audience is going to judge the quality of your product. Number two, your description. It needs to be as detailed and as crisp. This is why we suggest you have bullet points on your product page for your description, what your product is going to hold. Because most of the times, be it Facebook, be it Google, be it any of these platforms, it is going to be optimized based on the description that you're going to give for your product. So number three, what is the motive? You want them to buy from you. So you add your add to cart and buy now. Both of these buttons to be super clear. If you're in the apparel sector, or if you're in the footwear, or if you have multiple variants, just make sure your size chart or whatever is required for them to like identify what is the right product for them is already present in your product page. And finally, your product page should have all the relevant products, so that you can increase the sessions, the number of products that they're seeing on your website is also increasing. So these are a few things you need to keep in mind when it comes to the product page. So now so you've brought them to your page, you've brought them to your website, they've seen the products, they've added it to the cart. So now your cart and checkout page, these two pages needs to have the most minimal distractions possible. What do I mean by this? A lot of times we want people to visit our social media pages. We want them to look at other products. We want them to just read our blogs. We want them to do everything. But at the end of the day, we want them to purchase from us. And that's what e-commerce businesses are. So your cart page and checkout page should not have relevant products, should not have your social media icons. To an extent, you can even make your logo non-clickable, so that there is no way they can drop out from there and they can go ahead and finish the purchasing process. So there are cases where, yeah.
Let me see if I got this correct. You're saying that the checkout page is the page where you should ensure that there is nothing else on the screen except that maybe one main buy now option.
Yes. Proceed to checkout, pay now. That's it.
Okay.
And finally, when it comes to, so a lot of brands, a lot of websites have one page checkout. So you see the checkout, you put in your card details, you pay, that's it. A few brands go ahead and have an initial checkout process, and then they have a payment page. So your payment page has the same thing. It does not have to have anything like there should not be any social media pages, no distractions, the same thing. And finally, they've purchased from you. That is where the thank you page comes. And this is where you need to make the most out of their time, where you can add your social media pages, you can make them look at your blogs. If you had any media presence, you can put everything here, because they've already purchased from you. Now you want them to like engage more with your brand.
Okay.
So in Adyogi, we just came up with an ebook that is about how do you improve the conversion rate of your website. I think I can have somebody put it in the chat box here. So in case somebody
Definitely.
wants to like go through it, they can. So now coming to conversion funnel tracking. What do I mean by this? So your entire audience, right from the time they've seen your brand till the time they purchase, you can look at it as a very narrow funnel, a steep funnel. So first of all, impressions, the number of people who see your ads. From there, how many are ideally clicking on your ads? That's where you need to track the click through rate. And then out of the people who click on your ads, how many are ideally landing on your website? From there, how many are adding to the cart, how many are processing the transactions, and then so the complete return you get from your ad spends is not just a single metric. You need to optimize this on various levels.
Okay, I think we need to step back a little. So what you're saying is you just now explained the various ways in which we can optimize my own e-commerce website, right?
Mhm.
So I understood how to write about my products. I understood what I can do when people are in my store, and that I've
Mhm.
already know. Now, when you're talking about different metrics of ads, I think before that, if you could just tell us exactly how to get the ads out there, and then if we could know how to track the metrics. So um as a small business owner, I imagine I have no idea about what kind of ads to put out there, how to put out there, and what are the mediums through which I can put out the ads. So if you could just give
Mhm.
us a breakthrough of that first, I think it will help lay down the foundation.
Yes. So I think right now we're talking about the checklist that you need to set up before you
Okay.
go ahead and do your marketing, before you show yourself to the audience. So if you have all of these, so we're kind of like building the foundation before we build the building. So making your foundation strong
All
is
right.
where
So then,
your conversion funnel tracking. So you need to make sure everything is there. For example, there is an option called Facebook Pixel Helper where you can install pixels in your website. So every time somebody is in your website, you will be able to track what all are they doing in your website itself.
is that accessible by everybody?
It is accessible by all brands. You get all of these data for your respective brands in your pixels. Your ads manager gives you that option.
All right. Okay.
And now coming to catalog. So you have your website, you have the complete funnel set, you've set the process set, you've set the flow set. And now coming to your catalogs. So you have your products put on your website. So now what happens? How do you get your catalog to be efficient? So all the mandatory fields that websites ask, like let's say your product image, product title, all of these things is something that you already give it anyways. So how do you optimize this? So you should go ahead and give like the non-mandatory fields, like give it a short description. Make sure the gender for which you're promoting your products is present. And then you can also add in special categories, like Google has its own categories, Facebook has its own categories. So you should be able to like add in all of those as well to your catalog in your website's backend as well, be it your Shopify website, WooCommerce, Wix, Magento, you name it, all of the e-commerce backends gives these options. And
All right.
now, before you go ahead and put out your ads, you need to know what is that one thing that's going to work for you. I think this comes back to your question that what do these brands need to promote? What do they need to show? This is where I think you need to learn from the experts. There are a lot of big players in the market that have done numerous possible A/B testing on their brand itself. So you can probably follow them to see what works. You have apparels as a sector. There are so many brands, like let's say Rare Rabbit for men's apparel, Rarism for women's apparel, Aurelia, W for women, Wink London. You have all of these brands that have done so many A/B testing before they've put themselves out. So if it's working for them, then there is no chance, no reason why it does not have to work for you. So this is where you go ahead and follow their newsletters, follow their social media pages. Facebook Ads Library gives you an option to even look at what are the ads that they're currently running at a point of time. So you can follow all of these to see what kind of ads is going to work for you. What is that? Is it going to be videos? Is it going to be just carousels? Is it going to be banner images? Is it going to be going for a color scheme? So you can always follow these brands and see why is it working for them and how are they doing it. So now coming to the aspect, how have these people become experts? This brings us to our next thing in the agenda, branding and marketing. So your branding and marketing.
Yeah. Before we start the next one, I am going to check something. I'm just going to check if our viewers can see this clearly. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's there. If there's anybody who has been facing an issue, please leave it in the comments below. And also, this is also a great time to tell you people, please leave your questions below. Any questions that you may have about branding, marketing, and he's talking a lot about ads and how different kind of brands know what kind of ads work for them. So if you have any questions about all of that, please do leave it in the comments below, and Priya will be more than happy to address this now and also later. Just a reminder that those who have registered for this webinar will also be getting a freebie after this webinar. So if you have not registered yet, please do go and register just post this. I think one of my teammates will leave the registration link in the comments below as well. So let me just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Priya. So we are talking about how did these
people become experts?
Absolutely. Please tell us.
Okay. So you have your website, you have your products, and you have put yourself out there. You have your website for the whole world to view. And now you're following all of these brands. How did they become experts? So this is where I think branding comes into place. So your branding and marketing needs to be two sides of your brain. What I mean here is your marketing is going to get you purchases, but branding is what is going to give you that emotional connect that connects people to a brand. For example, what brand comes to the top of your mind when it comes to quirky things?
When it comes to
quirky things, cute trays, it could be home decor.
We have this amazing I can think of small businesses because I really like how small businesses are very artistic in their designs. But if I had to think about a big brand, I don't think this is something that I have actively pursued. But I think if you name a brand, I would definitely heard of it. That's how brands work, right?
Okay, so let me put it like this. What do you think of when you think of Chumbak?
Oh, love that brand. Absolutely love that brand. So, their quirky designs, their just every piece has such individual appeal to them. I really love that brand.
Yeah. So how do we always associate quirkiness to Chumbak? Because they have that brand language that they've put it in our minds that when you think of quirky things, you just think of Chumbak.
Definitely. Now that you've thought about it, I don't know why I didn't think of Chumbak earlier. For sure.
Similarly, why do you associate Amitabh Bachchan to Parker pens?
Okay.
Okay, why does both want to go with Hardik Pandya? Because they want to have like a macho man who is soft on the inside.
Absolutely.
Or Boost is the secret of my energy. Why does it go with Dhoni or Sachin? Because Boost gives you that thing that it makes leaders.
Absolutely.
So kind of brand that you want to bring out depends on your USP, the kind of niche that you have. And that is exactly what you want to be marketing.
Okay.
So if it is your quirkiness, that's your USP. And your niche would be people who are interested in these quirky things. Why is Forever 21 so popular? Because it says Forever 21. You wear it, you're going to look young forever. So having this branding, that is like understanding why, what is that one thing that you want your audience to emotionally connect with, is what is going to be that niche that you want to put out in marketing. And that is what is going to help you in retaining your audience as well.
Okay.
They buy from you once. So I think just marketing will suffice if you just want to make money. But if you want to stay in the market, then you need branding. You need that brand language. You need that brand's vision. You need that brand's motto.
I
So
think that's a
now,
very important thing that you pointed out, that if you just want them to come and buy the product and make a sale, fine, you're marketing. But then if you want them to remember what they bought, and why they want to come back to you, and as you said, to stay in the market, they need to create a brand presence.
exactly. So now you know what do you need to promote.
Okay.
So now coming to the aspect, how do you need to promote them? You know what is your specific niche, what is your USP, what is your target audience, how do you reach out to them? So I think that is performance marketing comes into place. So we're
All
going to
right.
be talking about performance marketing for small e-commerce businesses, for people who are just starting out there. So a lot of time what people think is you get a lot of traffic to your website, then it's going to give you a lot of sales, but that's not the case. You need to look at the performance rather than the traffic. You need to see how do you get relevant audience, how do you get people who will buy from you into your website, and not just people who are going to like your posts, or who are just going to just share your post. For example, both Facebook and Google gives you multiple objectives to run ads. You can just promote your Instagram post or your Facebook post to get a lot of people to like and engage with them. But ideally, these are not the people who will ideally be buying from you.
So are you saying that even if I put out a post on Instagram every day, that will not guarantee that a person who is liking my post will also come and buy my product?
What I'm saying is, it is not essentially the ones who just like or comment on your post who are going to be buying from you. You need people who are intended towards buying, who have that purchasing capacity, who have the need to buy that product, or who has the interest in buying the product rather than just liking your posts.
Okay. All right. All right.
So now Facebook and Google gives you multiple options to run your ads on different objectives. So you need to be choosing a conversion objective ad in order for you to get those sales, get that interaction. So again, coming to the kind of ads that you need to be running, a lot of small brands, right? They think it's just Facebook and Instagram is going to suffice, because that's the first thing that they think they want to be marketing their product. But at the end of the day, that's not the only thing that's going to suffice. You need a lot more to do beyond just Facebook and Instagram. For example, let's take Google as a platform here. So Facebook is going to give you a lot of impulsive purchasers, whereas Google is going to give you a lot of intent oriented purchasers. People are going to be searching for a product when it comes to Google. So let's say I'm looking for a quirky decoration tray, or let's say I'm looking for a blue sari. So people are intended towards buying that one specific thing. So you search, and then all of your products are listed there. Whereas when it comes to Facebook or Instagram, you scroll, you like a product, then they just come into your funnel. So you need to have a minimum of 60% of your budgets going for Facebook, because you need new audience. And you can have around 40% of your budgets going to Google. because you want a lot of intent oriented audiences. You want people who are searching for that product to come and reach out to you.
Okay, so I think this is something interesting. So you're saying that because on Facebook, when we scroll, I see something, I randomly like it, and there's a high chance that I might just go and buy the product. Whereas on a search engine, I'm going to go and search for something I already know I want, right?
Exactly.
So for a small e-commerce business or for an e-commerce business starting out, that is the division. 60% should be on Facebook and 40% should be on search engines.
Yes. What I'm saying is a minimum of 60% going to Facebook. This could be 70-30 or 80-20. But then a minimum of 60% going into Facebook. But you need to be present on other platforms as well. Why am I saying this? Your YouTube campaigns come at a much, much lesser cost than your Facebook campaigns. Your cost per click and the cost for 1,000 impressions comes at a much, much lesser price than Facebook. So why not leverage it? So in this case, just 20% of your budget going to Google is still going to do wonders for you.
Okay. I think this is a very important thing that you've touched upon, Priya, because I know for a fact that a lot of people are very worried that marketing is a very expensive thing and that for ads, I need to spend a lot of my money. I don't have any profits remaining. So if you're telling me that YouTube is cheaper, but before that, if you could also just maybe talk about this a bit, that how expensive can spending on ads be?
So I think you need to start out with respect to different platforms. And when I say different platforms, if you're just being in one platform, so for example, your cost per impression or cost per 1,000 impressions, your CPM on Facebook could range somewhere between 200 and 400.
Okay.
So in order for you to like show your ads to 1,000 people itself, it's going to be somewhere around 200 to 400 rupees, out of which just 2% of the people are even going to click on your ads.
Okay.
And that's the trend you see. So there is no specific budget or there is no specific amount that you might have to spend. But if you're spending, just make sure you're present on all the platforms, because cross-channel marketing is just big. You have somebody looking at your ads on Facebook, they click on your product, you reach out to them again on Google. And then let's say somebody's searching for a blue sari, they click on your Google ad. So that you can always reach out to them on Facebook. So that is when they continue to see the same product of the same brand, then they're definitely going to buy from you.
Okay. That's a very good marketing strategy. All right.
So you need to leverage different platforms. You need to be present on Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, all possible platforms that is present. And Facebook and Google being the biggest platforms, why not start out with both of them and not just one platform? Why leave out the other? So now you know what do you need to push out, and then how do you get your relevant audience? Where all do you need to run your ads? So now coming to the campaign structure, what kind of campaigns, who all do you want to be targeting? So coming to that aspect,
I think tell me if I'm wrong, but we just got a question, how to check which brand language works for a particular brand and which doesn't. Is this going to be relevant for the campaign structure?
it is.
Okay.
So when you look at brand language, it also talks about what is your niche. If you're looking for who is your product made for? Is it for kids? Is it for mothers? Is it for mothers who wish to twin with their kids? Is this corporate woman? Is this working woman? So what a working woman or what somebody would like in general, or I'm not saying you need to be generalizing things, but what would suffice, what do you think will get their attention should be your brand language. And that is where I think your tagline plays like the most important role. So does this answer your question?
The person who asked this, if it answered your question, please do let us know. If it didn't, Feel free to ask us more questions. Go
Yes.
ahead. Yeah.
So campaign structure, coming back to the campaign structure, you need to be reaching out to your prospects. Sure. So that is where your top of the funnel campaigns come. Reach out to prospects, find who is interested in your product, who could be your target audience. So your Facebook gives you options to like look for target audience, people interested in specific brands, people who come under a specific age, who come under a specific gender, specific demographic. All of these things is something that Facebook provides. So if you know these might be the set of people that you want to be targeting, then yes, that is where the top of the funnel campaign comes. Now, it is not just enough to show your ads once to these people. You need to be retargeting them. How do you retarget them? That is where your checklist, where we spoke about getting your website conversion ready and your conversion funnel tracking, where I spoke about the pixels.
Okay.
That comes into place. You have a specific audience. You have this one person who likes your product, who has clicked on your ad, who has landed on your website. Now how do you retarget them? They drop off from there. How do you retarget them? So your pixels is going to like record the data that this person has seen this particular ad, and that is how you retarget them with the same product. Your pixel is going to help you in doing that. Similarly, this is where I think top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom funnel campaigns come. What comes in the middle funnel now? So you have a lot of people engaging with you on social media. A lot of people who are asking for the price of your products when you post it on social media. You have a lot of people who is trying to like buy from you on social media as well, and on search engines. So you can always re-engage them. You can also re-engage your past purchasers by showing them your newest collections, because they've bought from you. You want them to buy from you again. So you can always retarget them with the newest products that you have.
Okay.
So you've done it all right. You have your website right. You know what do you want to promote in ads. You know where all do you need to promote. Now you know what should be your top of the funnel. How do you engage with your audience? How do you retarget them? Now all of these have a learning curve. It's a process. So performance marketing is definitely not going to do the magic for you. It is definitely a process. So you need to like trust the process. You need to give it some time. So there are a lot of brands who panic the minute they start ads. They don't get results. They're spending money. These platforms are spending money, and then they start to panic. And then they try to like change things. They don't even wait for your campaign to like complete that learning phase. Learning phase is something that takes a minimum of 2 days when it comes to each of these platforms. So you need to trust the process. You need to let your campaigns go through that learning phase. You need to let your website go through that learning phase. Your website will automatically pick the kind of audience that's kind of engaging more with you. And then your ad account, your Google ad account, all of these ad accounts is going to like have its own set of learnings. So you need to wait through that and wait for them to like go through this learning phase. So once all of these is done.
And how long is this period usually is? So this entire, how long should a small business wait from the day they've executed the campaign and from the day they start seeing tangible results? So is there like a definite gap?
So there is a definite gap, but also it depends on the kind of target audience. So it is not just one set of target audience that's going to work for all. So you're going to be doing a lot of A/B testing with that as well. So according to Facebook, it is 50 conversions within a period of 7 days. That's going to complete the learning phase. So it is either 7 days or 50 conversions, whichever comes early. But then Facebook also keeps changing its algorithm. Right now, it is a maximum of 4 days and 50 conversions. So you need to wait for that learning. And if a specific target audience is not working, you need to give it at least a 3 to 4 days before you conclude that this is not working for you. And you should always go back to something that did not work as well. For example, today if something is not working for you, tomorrow there is no guarantee that it will not work for you. So you always need to like experiment with the kind of creatives that you're promoting, with the kind of target audience that you're reaching out to, the kind of strategy that you're following. You might always have to A/B test that. You need to like follow different process. You need to like do different things in order for you to understand what exactly is that specific thing that's working for you.
So
This
essentially,
again,
what you're saying is that there has to be a period in marketing where you just experiment and see what works for you. So even if
exactly.
some things do not, don't be disheartened, don't let go, try something else, and then maybe after a certain period of time come back to certain other methods.
Exactly. And this is where learn from the experts. The first checklist that I gave you also comes handy because they've done this a lot. And if they're running an ad, there is a lot of A/B testing that has gone. And if they're doing a certain thing, then that is going to be something that will work for you as well.
Okay.
So what do you do beyond just running ads? So you have your website, you just run ads, but it's not going to do the deed. Just your social media marketing or search engine marketing is not going to suffice. There are a lot of other things that is going to help you in getting that results in your performance marketing, which comes to our next slide. 4 pillars that hold performance marketing. So
Great.
this is the thing that is going to help your performance marketing grow as well. Now,
Yeah. Before we get into this, because I think this is going to have a whole host of other questions itself. Before that, we have some questions. Let's just quickly answer them first. So the first one is, what is the minimum amount that is required to run ads? Is there a minimum amount?
there is no minimum amount that you definitely require to run ads. You could start your ad with just 1,000 rupees as well. But what is the conversion objective? Obviously, your conversion ads is going to be at a higher price than just your lead generation campaigns or your reach campaigns. So
And
if you
just for our viewers, a conversion ad is essentially when it directly converts to purchases. That's
Yes, you can optimize that. A conversion ad is what that pushes your audience to perform a specific event. You
okay.
can optimize your conversion ads to purchases. You can optimize your conversion ads to add to carts. But here what you want to be doing is optimize your conversion ads to purchases.
Okay. The next question is, I have a service business. Which channel works best for service businesses in terms of ads? Good question.
So when it comes to e-commerce, you mostly are selling your product. It is the product that you're selling, and that is how you promote it as well. And I think everything that we spoke about is also about performance marketing for e-commerce brands. So when it comes to service, it is, you can categorize this into B2B, B2C, and there are a lot of algorithms, a lot of things that works for them specifically. But I think here we are majorly talking about e-commerce brands where they're selling products.
Okay, but for example, I think if I'm a budding musician and I want certain people to come and visit my concert, and I want to run ads on the fact that the concert is going to happen on a certain day at a certain time.
Mm-hmm. So
For
here
that,
you will be selling your tickets. So
okay, so the
tickets is your
tickets are the
product.
product here.
Yes.
All right, all right. So do you think there are some channels which do better for events or tickets?
So when it comes to events, I think most of them are going to be looking at tickets in Book My Show, Facebook
Yeah,
events.
Facebook
Sign out
events.
for a matter of fact, but I think Book My Show is where almost everybody looks at as a channel. So I think Book My Show and Facebook events is going to like help you.
Okay. I think this is a question that we did discuss, but let's just do it one more time. How much of my budget should be allocated towards marketing?
So I think for marketing itself, you do have a specific budget that you want to promote. It depends on the size of your business. It depends on the kind of product you want to promote. It depends on the price point of your products. It also
Is it like a
depends
percentage, maybe? A percentage, a
percentage.
ratio?
So I think you can talk about the percentage or a strategy behind putting your marketing budgets towards different channels of marketing. But what you allocate for marketing itself needs to come from a business perspective, from a business decision, that what is that amount you have for marketing. Once you have
So,
that, so once you
no, go
have
ahead.
that budget, I can definitely tell you that you need to be having like around 60% towards your Facebook, 20% towards Google, and I can even say you need to be having some budgets for your email marketing. How do you retarget them? All of these things are different channels in digital marketing itself. So like I said, digital marketing itself is like a huge term under which it covers a lot of things as an umbrella.
And would you say if I am a extremely new business and maybe I'm just starting out, right? So imagine I am a working mother and or actually let's do I have just retired as a mother and I want to start my own business. I should still have a marketing budget, right? A digital marketing budget.
So it also depends on the product. For example, let's say you're selling a sari worth 10,000 rupees, in which case your cost per acquisition itself will come at somewhere close to like 2,000, 3,000 rupees. So that is where you accordingly decide on your budget. Or let's say you're selling a product worth 1,000 rupees, then your cost per acquisition will come at a much lesser cost, like
Hmm.
for say 200, 300. So in which case you can see what kind of conversions are you looking for, what is your product, who is your niche, what is your target audience, and then based on which you can like decide on the budget for marketing. Does that answer the question?
I think it does. I think it does. And I also think, in addition to this, the thing that we're going to talk about right now, I think, which Priya said, that not just ads, but apart from ads, there are a lot of other things that you can do in performance marketing, right? Which
Exactly.
I'm guessing not require that much money. That doesn't need a budget. You need to do it to grow your business. So, Priya,
Exactly.
please tell us.
So, number one thing would be your social media engagement. How do you engage your audience? You can create polls, you can create reels, you can create contests, you can consistently post, you can get your audience to post with your products. So, all of these things is going to increase the engagement because you're going to go back and retarget people who have engaged with you on social media.
All right.
Number two, coming to influencer promotions. Your influencer promotions is going to help you with a huge reach. What do I say by this huge reach? So let's say there is one influencer talking about your brand at one point of time, and then the next influencer talking about it the next week, and then the week after that, week after that. So it doesn't matter if you're looking at micro influencers, nano influencers, or macro influencers. It is just that how many people are talking about one thing, and how is everybody talking about the same thing. So instead of doing one influencer per week, you can get 20 influencers talk about the same product in the same week, and that is where you're going to get viral. Everybody's talking about this, every influencer that you follow on social media is talking about this, and everybody wants to know what this product is. So instead of splitting your budget towards multiple weeks, do it at once.
For
So you have,
multiple people,
yes,
I reach out to multiple influencers at once.
you reach out, multiple influencers talk about your product at the same time at once.
Okay.
So this is something that's going to help you. And now coming to marketplaces. When people are buying from your website, and when you're a new brand, the kind of trust that they need to build on your brand will be comparatively less. But then when it comes to Amazon or Myntra or Flipkart, they already have built that trust on these brands. So now it is easier for them to buy from you from the marketplaces than your website. But then once they've bought from you on marketplaces, they already know, they've already built that trust on your brand. So now running your ads or reaching out to these audience is going to help in increasing the brand recall rate. Your brand, they're going to remember what this brand is about. So that is why I think you need to be present everywhere. So just like I said, you need to be running your ads on both Facebook and Google. You also need to be present everywhere. You need to be present in Amazon, you can be present in Flipkart, you can be present on Myntra. You also need to know what is that product that you're promoting. If you're promoting a beauty product, then prefer Nika and Purple over some other marketplace. So see where is your niche going to be and be present there. And finally, the last one is the automations. What do I mean by automations? Let's say there are people visiting your website and they drop off. You can reach out to them over an email, over a WhatsApp, over SMS saying, didn't find something you'd like. Why don't you check out this collection? Instantly reaching out to them is going to bring them back to your website, and it's also going to increase your conversion rate. So there are multiple apps like, let's say, Winkle, Wixo, all of these brands help you in configuring these automations.
I think this fact that every time when you engage the brand and you're getting that small reminder and that you're getting that small assurance that yes, your order has been placed, maybe your refund has been initiated, those reassurances and constant engagement with the brand is really important. And if you could just tell us a bit more about how automation can play a massive role in this, I think it will really help small business owners understand the power that automation holds.
Exactly. So when it comes to automations, I think it is not just assuring them that you've received it or post purchase. I'm talking about what you can do before they even purchase from you. For example, there are brands that there are multiple tools that's going to help you in bringing your audience back to your website. For example, these could be brands like this could be an apparel brand. For example, let's say you're buying from Radism, or you're just buying from any e-commerce brand for this matter of fact, right? They're going to tell you like you drop off without purchasing. They're going to tell you you have a product left in your cart. Why don't you come back and buy? You have multiple templates for it. You can get as quirky as possible to like get these people, because the quirkier your message is, the higher is your click-through rate going to be. So these could be your email automations. These could be a newsletter that you send to your audience. For example, Plum literally sends you messages every other day. And this is also going to like make me remember that, okay, there is this brand that I bought from, which is doing extremely good. And you want to like continue buying from them because they keep reminding you that they're still present and you want to buy from them. And also, it is not just email or just SMS. You can reach out to them on WhatsApp. There is a WhatsApp API. You can reach out to them on Messenger. You can reach out to them on Instagram. So you can literally reach out to them from anywhere possible. And this is
Just
how I
maintain that engagement with them, maintain that contact with them, that personal connect with them.
Yes. So now you have like, so now you know what is the checklist, what is the foundation, and then you know what is your niche, what do you want to promote. And then once that is done, you also know where do you need to promote. And then we saw how do you need to promote, and then what do you need to do to support your paid ads apart from just performance marketing, social media, and search engine. So what are those four things that hold performance marketing for you? So now that we have all of these, I think we can conclude it by looking at a few areas to focus.
Okay.
So number one, pre-purchase. This is where you're running your ads. This is where you are getting a lot of people to know your brand. This is where you're getting a lot of audiences to look at you. So once your pre-purchase is done, this is where you run a lot of conversion oriented ads. So once you do all of these, let's say somebody has purchased from you, they have placed that purchase. So now coming to the operational aspect of things, what do you need to do to make ensure that your audience are receiving the product? Number one con that a lot of e-commerce businesses face is fake orders or
Okay.
returns or cancellations. You pay so much money to different platforms through different marketing channels, and then you receive an order, and then when that order gets cancelled, or you even send out it and then you realize it's a fake order. So you should have a few operational practices that's going to ensure, or that's going to make brands understand, that's going to help brands in ensuring that they're only the genuine orders are being sent out. So you can use multiple operational tactics. Like, there are brands who call every sale that they get, every order they get, they call this respective person to confirm if it's a genuine order.
Okay.
There are tools like third watch, and there are multiple other tools that is also going to help you in finding these fake orders. And we also worked on building an ebook that helps brands in recognizing RTO and how do they reduce it. I think you can also like find the same in the chat box here. So now pre-purchase is done. You even received orders. You've removed all the fake orders from there. And then what do you do post the purchase? Once they've purchased from you, what do you need to do? You need to keep them informed. Your order has been placed. Your order has been packed. Your order has been shipped. They need to know where their product is. They need to be informed what is happening. They need to know when are they receiving it, what is happening, is it placed, is it ordered, is it packed, or has it been sent out, when are they going to receive it. So you can either do it through tracking agencies. For example, Shiprocket gives you a pretty good purchasing flow, and they keep your audience informed. Or you can do it in-house. There are tools like CleverTab, there are tools like there are so even most of the shipping agencies or the logistics providers do this for you. They keep your audience informed. So apart from them keeping them informed, it is also the brand that needs to keep them informed. So pre-purchase is done. You know how to do the operational things, and then your post-purchase, you're keeping your audience informed as well. Finally, how do you retain your audience? They need to come back to you. If you keep all of these
I think this is
perfect,
the most tricky part.
you've done all of these. If they have a great experience, they're going to definitely come back to you. And that is where branding also comes into place. That is where you retain your audience. You want them to continue buying from you.
So essentially, in any of these, I think in all these 4 areas of focus, equal importance to all 4. And if any 4 of you mess up in any one of those stages, it might be difficult to gain the trust back in the next stages, because you are already at risk of losing out on customers.
Exactly. And again, when it comes to small businesses, when it comes to new businesses, you don't want to miss out on any of these.
Any of them.
Absolutely. You want to make the best use of each and every aspect here. So once they've purchased the order, you can reach out to them for feedback. You can ask them to post about this product on their social media. And then again, you have this user generated content. You get people to talk about your brand. And these are a few organic things that's going to help you in building your brand.
So Priya, because I think we only have less than 10 minutes, I have a couple of questions which I think are very important. I don't want to miss out on them.
Sure.
So let's quickly go through them. Since you talked about user-generated content, right? What kind of conversion rates are experienced with user-generated content paid ads?
So user-generated content will actually give you a better conversion rate, because it is these audiences who have already bought from you, and they have a better convincing aspect. to your product than a new product or any catalog image that you're shooting.
Okay, so
But when it comes to different industries, for example, your apparels might have a higher conversion rate than beauty or health and wellness. So each and every industry has a specific benchmark or a specific conversion rate that it holds. For example, when it comes to apparels, you don't need much convincing. You see the product, you look at the catalog image, you like it, you buy it. But when it comes to beauty or health and wellness, the USP of the product needs to be highlighted in the ad itself. So just a catalog image might not suffice. You might be running a video ad in this aspect. So when it comes to beauty and health and wellness, your conversion rates might be at a much lower rate compared to apparels or footwear or jewelry or accessories, for a matter of fact.
okay, that's actually very insightful information. The second question is, what I think we've done this, but we'll quickly go through it. What kind of KPIs should branding ads have for awareness purposes?
So when it comes to awareness, it is your social media that's going to do the deed. You make reels. Reels are, I mean, like reels are getting very viral. So it is very easy for you to like make reels, and you can also look at the kind of engagement that you're getting. Again, when it comes to KPI, one performer index that you're looking at is your conversions itself. So when you're trying to see what is working and what is not, you need to go back and look at your funnel. See where is the gap. For example, there are websites that have a 50% or a 40% landing page views by link clicks. What this means is, out of the number of people who are clicking on your ads, how many are ideally landing on your website? So if it is just 50%, the other 50% of the money and energy you've spent on getting these people to like even click on your ads is going down the drain. So you need to optimize this with the website speed. There could be multiple reasons for this. So you need to go back to your developer and see where is this gap happening. So at the end of the day, I think your performance index could be your returns, but what are those different things that is affecting these returns is something that you might have to keep in mind.
Okay. An interesting question. Would you recommend outsourcing digital ads?
It could be two ways. Okay. Number one, when it comes to people who like doing things on their own, who wants to learn. For example, for me, having things under my control is something that I would always prefer than somebody else doing for you. Maybe because I'm a perfectionist. For me, what I'm doing is the top-notch quality that could come out than trusting somebody else do it for me. So when it comes to brands as well, when it comes to brand owners as well, when it comes to doing it on your own, you can learn things and do it on your own. Performance marketing is not very hard to learn because it itself is a new thing. It's just evolving every day. So doing it on your own, if it gives you that satisfaction that you're doing the best job, then obviously doing it in-house would be a great way to go for it. But if you think you don't have the time to like learn things, if you don't have the time to put that energy into setting up things, into learning things, going through that learning phase, then you can always outsource it. But again, it comes down to this one satisfaction you get, that when you're doing it on your own, you're going to put in your everything.
It's your brand, it's your passion, so you'll give your 100% to it.
Exactly.
So yeah, this was very insightful. I think we have just a little bit of time left for concluding statements. So would you go ahead for that?
So I think I've already concluded the areas to focus. Like we went through the complete funnel. What is
Absolutely.
the best foundation, and then your niche, and then you need to know what do you have to do, how do you promote, what do you need to do beyond performance marketing, and finally the areas that you need to focus.
Yeah.
And then I just have to talk about Adyogi. Adyogi is again a SaaS-based performance marketing tool. It helps you run your ads on Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube. You do not need previous ads running experience, or you do not need performance marketing experience to run your ads on Adyogi. And I am mentioning about Adyogi again because we have special offers for today's attendees. Everybody, all the attendees and registrants of today's webinar gets a 50% discount on your first 3 months' invoice in the Adyogi self-serve tool. You can explore about it. And if you're interested, you can contact us. Here are all the contact details, and in the chat box we are also giving a link that you can use to book a call with our team, and yeah, you can avail our discounts.
So if anybody wants, please screenshot this, but this video will, of course, after the live is over, we will be putting it up everywhere. In fact, if there are further questions, then please feel free to reach out to Instamojo, to Adyogi. As Priya already said, if you need, if you want to ensure that your ad spending is being completely optimized, because as we said, your business is your passion, reach out to Adyogi. Just Instamojo also has apps which can help you at the 4 areas that Priya mentioned. We have apps for each area, so that please go check out our apps also to ensure that you are doing the best that you can to retain customers, gain new customers, and just make sure that you're building a healthy e-commerce brand for yourself. And thank you so much, Priya, for joining us and talking to us and telling everybody, well, the basics of digital marketing.
Thank you. It was great. It was a great show. Thank you for all our audience. And yeah, I think we'll anyways reach out to you over emails with your offers. So yeah, stay tuned.
Thank you.
Thank you.